Hello, everybody. Hello, Spiritual Biz Success peeps. How are you guys doing? So we had a question in the group the other day that I wanted to kind of chat about. First of all, Kimberly, Maska, founder of Spiritual Biz Bootcamp. I think you guys know that by now. So, but here's the really interesting question that came from someone in the group that I wanted to respond to. So she's getting ready to step out, a little nervous, trying to figure it out. She's trying to figure out, does she start small to get a couple clients? Does she start giving her gift away for free? What does that look like? And her biggest question was, how do I charge what someone who has years of experience charges when she doesn't have those years of experience? Like, what does that look like, and how do you start charging? And where's that comfort level of charging based off of where you think your experience is? So there's a few things going on here. And hello, Beth. How's it going? Oh, David's in here. David's in my mastery program. So let's talk a little bit about what that charging looks like, because this is a huge wobble I see coming up with spiritual entrepreneurs all the time. It's like, what do I charge? It's not only what do I charge in general, but then I start to hear like, I haven't had that many clients. I've only been doing this a couple years. Do I charge, X amount? Or they look around and they look to see what everyone else is charging. They say, oh, well, most people charge about $125, so that's what I'm going to charge. And I'm telling you, that is totally the wrong way to go about this. And it's wrong because your gifts are unique. It doesn't matter how long you've been doing it. It really doesn't. If you have these amazing, unique gifts that you have confidence behind, that's the key, and you can change lives, then that's it. There's no looking around at what other people are charging or thinking like, I don't have a certificate in X, Y, and Z. What do I charge? It's really irrelevant. Most of my clients do not have certificates in anything. I mean, how do you get a certificate in channeling? You don't. That's what my clients do, right? Spiritual entrepreneurs. You don't need a certificate to say that. You just know that you do, that you serve at the highest level, that you change people's lives. So when you're looking at what you're going to charge, you're charging off of the results you get your clients. That's what you're looking at. What's the result do I get my client? And that's how you come up with your number. So the biggest mistake I see is all these readers out there, right? A lot of you guys, you do a reading and you're like $50 for half an hour, $100 for an hour. And you're doing these readings and there's not like this level of service, like that's all you're doing. So that's why, let me reframe that. I don't want to say that's all you're doing. So what you're doing is amazing, but your clients aren't seeing it. Your clients are seeing it as like, oh, I'm just going for a reading. I'm just going to find out this bit of information. So because that's all they want to do, they just want to get info that's a little bit of info, they're only going to pay you like 30, 50, 75 bucks, maybe $150. People say, ooh, that's a lot, $150. Well, it's $150 can be a lot if it's just a reading. So you guys have to think about how you shift, how you look at things. How are you really serving? So one of the things I teach in bootcamp is how do you serve? How do you serve at the absolute highest level? And when you can look at how you serve at the highest level to change a client's life, then you can price accordingly. But if you're looking at charging by the hour, which I'm completely against, it's the silliest thing to do because now you're charging for your time. People aren't paying for your time, they're paying for the result that they get by working with you. So if you're charging by your time, I'm completely against that. So the first thing I have people change when they come into Spiritual Biz Bootcamp, we get rid of the time thing. We also it's not about charging what you're worth because you are invaluable. So you're not going to put a price tag and say, well, I believe I'm worth this. There's no dollar amount you can put on you, but you can put an amount to the results that your clients get. And that's what I teach in bootcamp. That's like the whole basis is looking at what are the results you can get your clients, how does that change their lives, and then how do you put a price point to that? How do you get them to invest so that they have the most amazing experience with you, so that you get these clients to just rave about you, and then the clients just start coming and you create that wheel of momentum as you're moving forward. So you want to make sure that you're not looking at how much other people charge. Get rid of the comparison energy, because what you do, even though you may be an intuitive, maybe channel, what you do is totally different from someone else. You can't compare. That comparison energy it's like the kiss of death to do that. Well, so-and-so charges $125, so that's what I'm going to charge. No, you're going to charge based off the results you get your clients. It's not off of this little tiny, I just kind of worked with them for an hour and then they go away. There's no real results in that, guys. There really isn't. So that's, like I said, that's the thing that I shift with you guys when you come into Spiritual Biz Bootcamp. How do you shift that? How do you get to the point where you're comfortable charging $2,000 or $3,000 for your program? And you're comfortable because you know your clients get incredible, incredible results. That's what you're looking for. So when you're looking at how much do I charge and how can I charge this when I've only been doing it for a year or 6 months, and there's people that out there doing it for 10 years, and those people doing it for 10 years still only charge $150 an hour, that has nothing to do with you. What other people are charging, nothing to do with you. That has to do with them and their limiting beliefs about the results that they get their clients. That's it. That's really all it is. And they're making a disconnect between money and service. That's a whole nother conversation. You guys know me well enough by now that there's plenty of videos in here about money. We just did a talk this weekend about how poverty is a mental disease and how do you rid yourself of that. Went fabulously at Dimensions of Disclosure. But that's a whole other topic. We can talk more about money and what that feels like if you guys want to. If you want to throw some comments in, I will definitely take a look at that. Hey, Beth, how are you? And Beth Davis on there, and Nello, and Gigi. Hey, guys. And Beth Price. So let's see what else we got here. So if you guys have, hey, Shaman Weaver, Sheila Baker, also a boot camp graduate, and Gigi. So if you guys have questions, you want to talk about money, and let me know, because you know I'm always willing to talk about shifting your vibration around money. So, but again, we're looking at the results that you're getting your clients. So don't do the comparison energy of what other people are charging to make a decision about what you should charge. It just doesn't add up. It doesn't make any sense to do that whatsoever. So you're going to be looking at the results you get your clients and understanding that the energy exchange has to happen. So here's an interesting thing. So if you are going to go out and charge, the $100, and you get your client some incredible result, like you've got this thing that you give them, this shifting of their energy. Say you're a Reiki healer and you're going to do some work on someone. You're going to clear some major block for them. And then they hobble out and they think they're okay. They think they're just good enough, which we know they're not, because we know that all healing takes at least 3 to 5 sessions. So they're going to wobble out. They're going to think they're just good enough that they don't have to come back. But you had this major shift, and that now the energy exchange is out of balance. First of all, you didn't fully serve them because you can't do it in one session. And I know some of you think you can, but I can guarantee you fully cannot. And so, but you have someone that goes out and there has been an imbalance of energy exchange. You're getting the small amount and they're getting a major piece of you. What you guys do is amazing. And so your energy goes into it. It literally is a piece of you that they're getting to help transform themselves, right? You're the catalyst for their transformation. So you need that energy exchange to be in balance. $100 for your time and for the results that they get, the energy exchange is way out of balance. That's not where you want to be. You do not want to be out of balance like that. You can't be. When it's out of balance, it shows up in your life in other ways. You can't be out of balance with what you're doing. Everything in nature is in balance, so don't come in and make yourself out of balance with what you're doing. So you have to look at that energy exchange, and even though someone may say, oh, only charge this amount, or you shouldn't charge that much, or maybe you shouldn't charge at all, we know that's the big lie, right? You hear, don't charge for your spiritual gifts. Well, who told you that? I've done all sorts of research, and I can't find that anywhere. And I really think they've told us that to keep us down, because if they tell us not to charge, and then we're in scarcity about money, it keeps our vibration low. And when our vibration's low because we're worried, we cannot do amazing things. So that's why I think we've been told not to charge. And I think that's why we've been told not to charge very much, to keep our vibration low, because then you can't get out there and truly serve at your highest level. Could you imagine what it would be like if all the light workers were at this really high vibration, like the shift that we could have? It'd be incredible what we could do. Like, seriously, incredible. If all the light workers were at their highest vibration and buzzing at their highest level because they had the abundance that they deserved and were able to relax and not be in worry about finances. But all the light workers seem to worry about money. And again, I think we've been told not to charge to keep our vibration down, because when we're worried about money, we cannot create. We cannot create being fully tapped in with source because we're worried. And the minute we worry, we're disconnected from source. So again, whole other conversation, but you guys get it. So when it comes to pricing, it is not about your time. It is not about, what that they think the value is, and it's not about charging what you're worth. It's about charging for the value and the results that you get your clients. That's what you're looking at. So the lady who had asked the question in the group, so that's your answer. So how do you charge what someone who has years of experience charging? It doesn't matter. It truly doesn't. Some of the people that come through Spiritual Biz Bootcamp have only been doing it for a short time, but they're amazing. Doesn't matter how long you've been doing it. It's just how incredible are you at what you do. And yet I know people that have been doing stuff for years and years and decades, and they're not that good. So it's not about time, guys. It's about your talent. So look within, look at the talent, make the decision. Yes, I'm worth this. Let me rephrase that because I totally messed that up. Not yes, I'm worth this, but yes, the results I get my clients are worth this. And that's what you're going to look at. And it's, again, it's irrelevant what other people are charging. Please do not do the comparison energy thing. It does not work. And all it does is make us very wobbly. So that being said, if you're ready to make that change, you want to know, how do you price for that? How do you create the service level for the clients where they see the value, where you're changing lives, so that you can charge $2,000 to $3,000 for your course? Then reach out, because that's what I teach in Spiritual Biz Bootcamp, because that's it. You got to get out of that scarcity mindset of there's not enough for people, there's not enough for clients, and who's going to pay me that? Because I promise you, my clients that come out of Spiritual Biz Bootcamp get paid that all the time. It works beautifully. It works like a charm. So if you're ready to do that and you're tired of sitting in the low pay amount, and maybe you've got another job that you really can't stand just because you can't seem to make all the money you need with your spiritual business, it's time to make a shift, because you absolutely can do it. My clients do it every day. So if you're ready to make that shift, ready to make your spiritual business your full-time business, your full-time abundant business that can bring you $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 a month, which is one of my clients last month who made $58,000. So if that's what you're looking to do, and again, when we create abundance like that, it's not about just buying a bunch of stuff. It's about serving, giving back. It's about taking that money and figuring out, where does it go and how do I give back to the community? Who do I serve with it, so that we can have a bigger impact on this planet? And if you're ready to do that, if you're ready to be able to donate $5,000, $10,000 a month because you can, then reach out, because that's what I can show you how to do in Spiritual Biz Bootcamp. So I will be a link above. Watch my training for a vibrational match. Reach out, book a call with my team, and I'll see you then. Until then, guys, have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.